Okay, let's talk about the authenticated state of the users, and based on that, we are going to update our navigation. Right now, we are showing dashboard and login and register all at once, but we want to make this conditional. So first, let's log in with an existing user. So we would have a cookie, and based on that, we will update our navigation. So I'm going to use one of the existing users and press login. This will take us to dashboard and it will create a session for us. Now we want to decrypt this value and see if it is valid. Then that means the user is authenticated and we can update our navigation. So for that, let's create a new function in our lib folder, and I'm going to start by creating a new document. So I would call this getAuthUser.js, and let's create a function and at the same time export it. So we can say export default async function, and I would call this getAuthUser, and we don't need any parameters. So remember, in our sessions video, we created this decrypt function, which we never used it. And in this function, we are accepting a session, which is a string, and using JWT verify, we are decrypting that JSON Web Token string. And if that is successful, we will return the payload. So that would be the user ID and some other information. If we have an error, then we will just log something into the console. So this is the function we want to use, and it is returning a promise. That's why we are using an async function for this getAuthUser. So the first step is to read the value in our cookie. Let's create our cookie store. I will create a variable, call it cookie store, and we want to await for cookies that needs to be imported from next/headers. Next, we want to grab our session. So let's say session, and we will set this to cookie store, and then we want to get a value. This get method would expect a name as a string, and that is coming from our cookies, and we gave the name session to this JSON Web Token signature. So we want to pass session here as a string, and then we want to grab its value. So basically this is string. Now we don't want to assume this always exists, so we can add a question mark before the dot and say if it is null, then there is no point reading the value. Now let's have an if statement and simply check. If we actually have a session, then we want to use our decrypt function. Let's create a user, and we will set this to await decrypt, which needs to be imported from our sessions document, and then this is looking for a session. And the session that we are creating up here, we can pass it down, and that is our JSON Web Token signature. And lastly, if everything is correct, we will return this user. So it's quite simple. We first try to get the value from our cookies, and then we pass that down to our decrypt function, and that function is in charge of verifying our JSON Web Token. So let's see how this actually works. Let's open our navigation component, because we want to make this section conditional, and therefore we need to see if the user is authenticated or not in this component. So let's call that function here. And first, I'm going to create an auth user variable, and we will set this to await and get auth user, and we will import that from the lib folder. Now this is returning a promise, so we need to make our navigation an async function, and we would not have any errors because this is a server component. And let's simply log that auth user into the console. So going back to our website, I'm just going to reload and go to the console tab. Right here, we can see that we have an object that is coming from our server, and that object includes the user ID. Now, if our JSON Web Token value was anything except this signature, this would not work. So if I edit this and add a number, for example, and press enter, and then go back to the console, then reload the page, you notice we get fail to verify the session that is coming from this function. So that signature failed to verify. So even if we remove a letter, for example, this 1 and E, and again, save it and give it a reload, again, we get failed to verify. So nothing would work. So the only way we would get the authenticated user is to have a proper JSON Web Token signature. So I'm going to bring back that E and then reload again, go to the console. We can see that we are able to get that user. That means our user is authenticated. So now we just want to go back to the navigation.jsx and make these links conditional based on this variable. So let's remove this log and down here, I'm going to include a curly brackets and say if auth user was true, then we will render one section here. So I will add parentheses and then colon and then another set of parentheses for the guest users. In this first set of parentheses, let's create a div, and I'm going to copy this and paste it here so the error is gone. Then I'm going to add just two classes, flex and items center. And then we want to move the dashboard link inside this block of code, which belongs to the authenticated users. And then these two others, login and register, to the second div and format the code. And here is our conditional navigation. So notice home link is outside of this conditional because we want to render that regardless of the authenticated state of the user. So back to the website, we can see the dashboard link because of course we are logged in, and we can't see login and register, but we can still go to those pages manually. And later on, we will protect these routes with a middleware. But for now, we know our conditional navigation works. Now in the next video, we will talk about logout, which is quite simple, but for the sake of practice, let's remove the session manually and reload the page. You can see our login and register is back, and we can navigate to those pages. Now we need a space between these two links, but it's actually included in the CSS file. The reason that it's not working is this outer div. So if we get rid of this outer div, which is outside of this conditional, and format our code, then that issue is gone. So we have some space between these two links. So now if we try to register with the same user, for example, of course, this is going to give us an error that email already exists. But let's try to register with a new user and press register. We are redirected to the dashboard. We can see the navigation is updated and we have our session right here. So that's about this video. Now in the next video, we will add the logout functionality.